friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Vedasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. Of darkness.
So what did that
Myself and the world in adjustments. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohinia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do that?
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness, of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019,
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of digging
Darkness.
the hole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019,
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Broadcasting live online. Turn it on. Turn it up.
It's your man. Bekutu, show them you got the coco set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for home. For here, we they call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
The best radio show.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it on?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Hey there, this is Archie, and it's Starr Radio UK and the morning show.
This is Starr Radio. This is UK. Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio. Starr Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
Love for you runs deep. All of you makes my heart beat. You make a doubt they fade. Jesus, and that's what makes you great. You hold the world in your hands. The hands that make
UK. That's what makes you great, and that's what makes us love to come to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. I want to say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be. Today is the 4th day of September, the year 2023, 10:44 the time. A hot day here in London. But I'll be telling you more about the weather forecast, which Londoners or Britain is looking forward to at the end of the summer. So those of you who love the hot weather, something for you. But don't you worry, the cool time will come. But let me say good morning to my team this morning, Mr. Olayomi Koiki and Mr. Francis Guy, my able producer. Francis, I hope you are doing well. Mr. Olayomi, you are doing well. And then HRH Linda Palian all the way in Cyprus. I salute you, Yasantoa, and Mr. Palian. Good morning to you all, the Palian family in Cyprus. Let me say good morning to my bishop himself, Bishop Adeshina. I hope you are doing very, very well. Anthony Dedeji, massive good morning to you. Aziz, good morning. Olakunle, good morning. Shamsuddin, good morning. My brother Felix all the way in Aberdeen. I salute you, sir. I hope you are doing very well. Kojodi, good morning to you all. Okay, by way of program outline, I'm going to bring you the quote for the day. The weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update as well. We'll go on from there to look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. It's known as Global Trotting. Then at 11 o'clock, we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki joining in to bring you updates from Nigeria. The program continues from there and at 11:30 exact. My apologies. 12 o'clock, the lines are open for you to add your voice to the discussions whilst we're looking at other stories that is making the rounds across the globe. Then at 12:30, we take you straight to Cyprus, where our own HRH Linda Palian is to bring you Career 101. So in Nigeria, that's what's going to happen in. And let me say good morning to Aboshede Rachel. I hope you are doing very, very well. Hope. I'm glad that you had a very nice weekend and Nigeria has not happened to you, as we say on this platform. But do me a massive favor wherever you might be. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. But let me take the opportunity to say good morning and condolences to the Nyaku family here in the UK. Apostle Nyaku and the wife who were involved in an accident. The wife died in Ghana, and Apostle also, when was brought here for treatment, also died here. Apostle Nyaku, he's been a very good friend during the lockdown sessions because he had to come onto our church platform to come and preach. So I have to be doing the, because of the broadcast, I need to be doing all the coordination and programming to get him on. So he kept on sending me lots of messages. Very, very, very good one. And it's one of the things that I've been listening to for the past few days. We say that may his soul rest in perfect peace, and to their daughter, their only daughter as well, we say our condolences to you and may the Lord strengthen you. So if anyone has been in such a situation wherever you might be, we say our condolences to you. But you know what? This is Starr Radio UK. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
Yes, yummy. Yes, that's a sad one there. Okay, dokie. Now let's move on straight on to what is happening on the quote for the day. It says, unless you are willing to feel personally accountable for your successful life, you will never have enough motivation to change it. So, are you willing to change it? If you are listening to us this morning, I can tell you assuredly that I know that you are willing to change something there. But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And we're going on straight to the weather front. As I did say, the weather has been over the last 2 days has been one, but hey, it's going to be hotter. There's high pressure, and that is bringing the heat wave to Britain. So today we'll see a bright and sunny day with plenty of sunshine expected throughout. A little to no cloud around, a warm and very warm day expected as well. Tonight will remain dry and there will be extensively clear skies through the night. It will be calm. Night too. Temperature 29 degrees, the lowest 15 degrees. Pollen level moderate, UV level high. Pollution low. Sunset 1941 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 06:17 hours. That brings us to the end of the weather forecast.
This is Starr Radio.
Okay, we'll not take a break. We'll just take you straight to the travel updates.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Okay, so keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. As we keep it navigated, I promise I'll be on the Starr Radio Get Travel Update. I come to where we weekday from 10:40. It's now 10:49, and what's your travels like this morning? Those of you traveling on the major roads in London, I can tell you shortly there is several delays on the A10. So if you can avoid it, do your best to avoid that. And when it comes to the underground this morning, Hammersmith and City Line, Jubilee Line have all got minor delays. Piccadilly Line, part suspension. That aside, all the others, good service. DLR, London Tram Link, and London Overground, good service there. On the river bus this morning, assuredly, good service throughout. Even the Woolwich Ferry has got good service. Then the London Cable Car is running a good service there as well. And that brings us straight to the final segment of the travel update, and that is the National Rail. So on the National Rail this morning, Northern Rail, ScotRail, Southeastern Railways, Southern and Thameslink have all got minor delays. That aside, all the others, good service. You got it. So on that note, let me say it once again as I normally would do. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the roads.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat to reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat to reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, and welcome to the program. There is anxiety as President Bola Tinubu and 25 state governors await the verdicts of the tribunals handling the presidential governorship and National Assembly and State Assembly election petition. The panel are expected to deliver their judgment this month. We've been asking about it. It was something that is inevitable, so it's something that is bound to happen, but where is it going to go? Do you think that Bola Tinubu has somehow stabilized the country with every policy and everything that he's trying to do, bringing the people together somehow? I don't know, but yeah, somehow he's doing so with his appointments and stuff like that. Do you think that it's about time? Just let it be and let the judiciary just do the tribunal just come out to say, you know what? Though Tinubu might have not won the FTC, the federal capital of Nigeria, that's Abuja, but you know, and then with all his every other thing, come on, let the sleeping dogs lie so that we wait for another 4 years. Do you think Tico and Obi will accept that, and the other parties? What do you think about all that? But we'll be coming more about that in a moment. Now, Tinubu departs Nigeria to attend G20 summit in India. While Nigerian members of the G20 is desirable, the government has embarked on wide-ranging consultation with a view of ascertaining the benefits of risks of membership. Now, Goodluck Jonathan regime was last to stabilize our economy. Wale Edun is saying, interesting one there. And then we have wives, children of ex-Nigeria Army Chief Accountant Morina battle over multi-billion naira properties late general reportedly purchased with arms procurement funds. He skilled some money there, but do you think that anything is going to come out from there? Well, and then Buhari saved Nigeria from graft, says Garba Shehu. But the question is, now, even where is he? Did they retrieve the monies that he is alleged to have stolen? And I don't know anybody who we can say that when Buhari was in power, actually the graft money to bring him in, so that monies that they have actually siphoned from the state has some way somehow been brought back. When we had even the late Abacha's money coming through, it was Buhari's time. We had few times that they said some snakes have swallowed some of the money and giving all some excuses and stuff like that. But what do you think? They said, well, he did well. He did well, saved Nigeria from graft, says Garba Shehu. Okay, but how many people actually benefited from Buhari's regime? Well, Starr Radio UK. Lots of them going to be coming your way from there. But now let's move on straight to some of the other stories making the rounds. As I did say, when it comes to Nigeria, we are waiting for the verdict this day. And Lagos State government takes over medical care of 13-year-old boy with missing intestine. Well done to them. Well done to them. They can do more. They can do better. So let's see what they do at that. And there's one other story that's come from Kaduna. Bandits attack mosque and kill worshippers in Kaduna. For what? For what? Well, DSS raises alarm over plot to stage violent protests in Nigeria. Who are they thinking is going to be doing so? That's the DSS for you, but it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. In Gabon, after the coup, General Brice Nguema to be sworn in as transitional president on Monday. Well, we have the UN saying that we're placing sanctions on you. We have the AU saying we're placing sanctions on you. They are telling you to woot with you with all your sanctions. We're going to be getting on. And this is a coup d'etat that seemed to be to have the support of the military and the youth in the country, because they were the ones who were bearing the brunt of what bad governance was bringing to them or to that country. But when you think about all that, more are going to be coming your way. 1,000 protests in third day of rallies demanding withdrawal of French troops. Now in Niger, well, when you think about all that as well, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Israeli Prime Minister urges immediate deportation of Eritrean clash participants. Well, they say you come there, you are clashing with the security agency who are trying to virtually whatever they were doing, they weren't taking good care of the how do I even put it? Refugees, let me put it that way. And they think that their rights were being trampled upon. After all, they are human beings, right? Back in the day, the Israelites also said that they were also is it prisoners or slaves? Let me put it that way. That's the right word. In Egypt, and they were praying for emancipation and all that stuff. Well, if somebody does that, do you chase them out of town? Well, that they seem to be doing so, and they think that the Eritreans who were involved in that needs to be deported. Well. How strong are we when it comes to those who are the developed countries when we also want to deport them? How strong? Or is it because we've not got a means and we are begging, we go to them with our calabash all the time and therefore we are not able to do much? Our president wants to accelerate intra-African trade. And I know this is one thing that if it comes to being would have helped a great deal. But the thing that the white man will allow that to happen, ask yourself the question. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. Ghana not immune from coup, Mahama says. The former president has made a statement. I'm bringing you more about that during the course of the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In other parts of the world as well. Now, Burning Man exit begins as bogey ground improves, and the Ukraine defense minister dismissed by Zelensky. Now, Ukraine's president dismisses Oleksiy Reznikov, saying new approaches are needed. Well, so he doesn't want criticism, and this is a constructive criticism. So if he's saying that closed doors, or unless he came to the public domain and was saying that and saying that, well, you are being a bad leader and stuff like that. But I think that it is time for you to rather be united rather than being divided and having a fragmented front, because that will not help you at all. Now, Biden disappointed Xi will not attend G20 summit. The two leaders last met on the sidelines of the previous G20 summit in 2022 in Indonesia, and he was wishing or hoping to meet with them. No evidence South Africa gave arms to Russia inquiry says a national inquiry rejects U.S. claim a Russian cargo ship was uploaded with South African weapons. Well, I thought Russia has got lots of weapons that they don't need the help of all these African countries or developing countries. They wouldn't need that, but it looks like that's another story for another day. Now, Sunak have schools repairs budget in 2021. Ex-civil servants, as it's saying, Rishi Sunak is accused of failing to fund repairs properly as Chancellor, as fears over crumbling concrete disrupts schools starting a new term. Well, they say they're going to put everything possible or do everything possible to make sure that they don't hold back funds to repair that. But if you're a parent this morning and you know your children are going to go back to school this week, how comfortable if you know that there's alleged to have all these concrete works or cement works that is not good enough. Okay, a mother is defying after mothers dying. Okay, mothers dying after abusers claim access to kids. One death came after family courts ordered a child to live with a pedophile. My goodness. And Gavin Williamson told to apologize over bullying text. A parliamentary inquiry finds Story MP Sir Gavin bullied former Chief Whip Wendy Martin in a text. Well, he's been told you better go and apologize. Well, this and a lot more going to be coming your way. By-election for Doray's seats due next month. Who is going to win? Is it going to be the Labour Party? Is it going to be the Conservatives holding on to it as they did in Oxbridge? Well. More going to be coming your way from there. It's all Star Radio UK. Let's take a music whilst we prepare the grounds for Mr. Olayomi Kwaiki to come your way with the updates from Nigeria. And this time round, it is from Kofi Boham, and it says broken pencil. So don't write yourself up. Don't give up faith, hope, or anything. Keep on holding on, because even broken pencils can still ride. Enjoy, and I'll be with you.
Alright. This is a letter to the broken.
This is Starr Radio.
In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
I see you fighting all the demons in your life.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Don't be dismayed. I know you think that your dreams and everything that you hope for seem to be late. Yeah, looks like your problems don't seem to go nowhere. Just take a deep breath. People talk about you, it's got you feeling down and really stressed. Don't tell me you don't know the trouble that I've been going through. You self don't know, see, the same thing they go through, me self and they go through too. Who told you the lie? When you fall, it's the end of your life. I heard a whisper from above, I pray it opens up your eyes. Broken pencil still write, so keep on writing. And fallen soldiers still rise, so keep on fighting. One day you'll lift up your eyes to the skies and your light will be shining. One day you will win, yeah. One day you will win. Broken pencil still writes, so keep on writing.
This is Starr Radio. This is Starr Radio
UK. So keep on
all around the world.
One day you'll lift up your eyes to the skies and your light will be shining. One day you will win, yeah. One day you will win. Now snap on it. Alright, I got another verse for y'all. News around this life is not fair. Greed is all we see. You gave your heart to the wrong folk, they broke it, and now you put it on free. Fake life on Instagram and Snapchat.
All around the world.
My sister, if you could see the real them, you know you are being a great fool. You wrote a paper and failed. Sit down and write it again. One day you will kill him. He broke your heart and you cried. Give love another try. True love will heal him. I'm not trying to look down on your problems. No, 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 no. I know say you don't know how to sabi solve them. Allow me to introduce you to someone I know. He's a specialist in handling cases and issues we don't blow. If you fell, just rise. If you fell, just rise. If you fell, just rise. Wipe the tears from your eyes. If you fell, just rise. If you fell, just rise. Wipe the tears from your eyes. If you fell, just rise. If you fell, just rise. Wipe the tears from your eyes. If you fell, just rise. If you fell, just rise.
All around the world.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Keep on.
In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up? Ready to turn it
One day you lift up your eyes to the skies and your light will be shining.
You are listening to Starr Radio Morning Show.
One day you win. Your wedding bells go ring. One day you win. One day you blow. Your wedding bells will ring.
Well, broken pencils still write, so keep on writing. The fallen soldiers still fight, so keep on. They rise and fight, so keep on fighting.
International scholarship is coming.
One day you lift up your eyes to the skies and you see that your light will be shining.
Your own house.
Of course, one day you will win. So it doesn't matter what has been going on. It might be so challenging that at times you want to put your head down, at times you want to just jump into the middle of the road and say that, well, that's the end of the show. But it's not the end of the show. It's not done until God says that it is done. So we, Starr Radio UK, we're here to give you all the hope that you need, you know. But doing our best to hold our leaders accountable for whatever they are doing as well.
On Instagram.
It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 7 minutes past the top of the hour. And that means that we have the one and only, my brother and co-presenter, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, the White Lion himself, in-house in our North London studios. And let me say, Yomi, good morning.
A very good morning to you back in the studio, Mr. Archie, and a good morning to our listeners and viewers from around the globe. And welcome once again to the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London as we start the week again after the weekend that I've just passed us, and it's good to be back again. Good morning to you, Archie.
Yes, good morning. How is the family and are the kids going back to school? I hope their school have not been affected by this concrete thing.
Well, the school hasn't said anything yet, but they are not in yet today, but we're expecting them to resume back, definitely before the end of this week, because we know that some goes a day before, and I think the reason for that is so that there's no kind of a chaos outside there, especially as many schools will be returning, so it's a gradual process to prepare the children back into the community as they're all going to go into different schools. So mine will be returning back before the end of the week.
Okay, interesting. Now let's hop on straight to Nigeria, just comparing notes when it comes to schools reopening. Now I know you've made preparations, you've done so much preparing everything, but if you look at what is happening in Nigeria now, how do you think parents are looking forward to when the term, a new year resumes and their children are going to go? How prepared are parents at all?
Well, it seems that we're running the same line because just before I came on air, actually did just exactly what you were asking, that we must make sure we hold our political, system accountable for education in Nigeria, and not just in Nigeria, for the benefit of the next generation. You were talking about the comparison, as many are now becoming concerned because the cost of education around the world is expensive, but it seems that in Nigeria is a different ball game entirely. So we tend to say that many children are still out of school. We're talking about almost 10 plus million Nigerian children, according to the UNICEF and the United Nations, are currently out of school. Let's take Ogun State that I was using as an example, that has a budget a little bit smaller than Lagos State. Lagos has 1.7 trillion as of 2023, and part of that, from what I was reading from the Lagos State government, is that they are going to be using part of the budget to fund the development of some of our schools. Lagos has 1.7 trillion, and when I was looking at part of what will be used for that purpose, it stated clearly that the government said that implementation of the budget will see to the completion of various ongoing capital projects, including the final construction phase of 37-kilometer Lagos Red Rail Line from Agbado. We believe that the blue line should be up and running this morning, according to the news. Also, part of what Sanwo-Olu, the Lagos State, will be using that budget for is the contractors handling various road and, most important, school construction project in Badagry, Amuwodofe, Ikorodu, and Etiosa could now have access to funds to deliver the project. Delivering the project, and we hope it will be a lasting project that will be of benefit to so many communities in Lagos and across the other states as well.
Wow, listeners, that is how the picture looks like when it comes to education. This time around, where your education costs and everything is high in Nigeria, but you have to do your best as a parent to get your children educated. The question is, even after that, will they have a job to go to, or are they just going to be ones who will be staying at home and then eating from their mothers or their parents' cupboard or kitchen, or are they going to be ones who will be crossing the Mediterranean to say that let's go and seek better or greener pastures in Europe, where there isn't anything there? But listeners, it's Starr Radio UK. Now, interestingly, this is a question that we've been asking all this while, pertaining to the election tribunal. But those of you on all the other platforms, I salute you this morning and thank you very much for joining us as well. As I say all the time, it costs you an arm and a leg to buy credit or data, yet you do so religiously, and we salute you because we know without you there's no point for us to be here. So we acknowledge you this morning. Bayomi, September. What we've been looking forward to, the verdict is supposed to be coming. Now, what has been, we know that they said the president is a bit anxious, but I was talking about the fact that, look, I can see the president, I see the way he's appointed his ministers and things, that the way he's going about things, trying to some way, somehow bring the nation together, trying to some way, somehow put things in place so that the economy can bounce back. Why should he be anxious then?
The month of September is the 9th month of the year, and whether you are someone that believes in prophecy, whether you are someone that doesn't believe in prophecy, regardless of whatever it takes, we all know that after 9 months, if there's not any complication, we expect a woman to give birth. And that is exactly what is going to happen in Nigeria, as the birth of the election tribunal is about to kickstart this particular month. What do we mean by that? The information reaching us this morning on the Starr Radio UK stated clearly that the judges have now come together and decided that we can no longer hold the delivery of the election petition tribunal, and that literally means that many Nigerians' expectation would eventually happen this month. The only problem we don't know is that in Africa, you don't tell people when you're going to give birth. because for whatever reason, some believe that somebody might just be there holding the baby inside and doesn't allow the baby to drop off. We don't know the date yet, but we know that there's now a due date for the Election Petition Tribunal in Nigeria. But what do we know? Election Petition Tribunal will decide not just the presidency, but also 25 governors cases. That shows that we have many governors that are probably shaking their legs and thinking that this delivery should not happen. Even if it's going to be a CS, we would have to deliver the baby. There is now anxiety as President Bola Tinubu is making his way to G20 in India, even though Nigeria is not yet a member. I will be talking about that later. But the concern, as he's going to be traveling on the presidential aircraft, is going to be back in Nigeria, that hopefully he will return back to get the news. I'm not sure whether they would like to deliver the news while he's attending the G20. But the verdict of the tribunal handling the presidential, the governorship, likewise the National Assembly and the State Assembly election petition, the panels have now expected to deliver the judgment this month. Out of the 28 states where the governorship elections were held, the result of the polls announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission are now being contested in no fewer than 25. And the question is, can we really have a credible, authentic election in Africa that will not lead to such? Especially we saw in Gabon that the election was the reason why there was a coup. We are not saying that there's going to be a coup in Nigeria, but the expectation of many Nigerians on this particular one have never been so since we returned back to democracy in 1999. Starr Radio UK, the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Well, listen, it's quite an interesting one there, but let me acknowledge Pastor Mo. He says, good morning, gentlemen. It is true, in Africa, they hide everything, including their day of birth. Of course, because you don't know, somebody will put in their foot down, say, this baby, lie, never go come out. Well, we hope that the judiciary are not scared and they will just come out and give the verdict that is. Because the question is, in Mali, there was it in Mali? Yes, there was a challenge to an election that was held there. And then we had the judiciary who were ruling in favor of the ruling government, and that sparked what brought about Mali's coup d'etat. And then we have Gabon, as we said last week, when the announcement came on a Wednesday. The first thing on Wednesday, the announcement came that, Ali Bongo won the election 64%. Then the next moment, whether it was an hour or two later, the military says, no, we've taken over. We don't want all this. Then the question is, are our votes or the decisions that we make as people or voters, is it actually acknowledged by these leaders, saying that, look, this is the person that we think can lead us, or they somehow manipulate the whole thing and then we see whatever. But let's come and see September what will happen. But Tinubu flying out, has he made any statement pertaining to that at all?
Well, he has actually left everything for all his legal team to handle, and I think and these are all the judges, as we can see their faces right there. I think the president would rather allow his legal team to handle such results of whatever the outcome is going to be. But like I said, there is now anxiety in the country. Remember that. All eyes on the judiciary is one of the the questions that have been trending. I don't know what is trending right now. I'm just trying to check that. But it seems already that 6th of September, I don't know whether some people are already getting the gist of the time, because like I said, in Africa, we do not love to give anyone exactly when we're giving birth, for whatever reason. But again, what I can confirm is that whatever it takes, the president would have. Okay, it seems that I'm looking at, it might be the breaking news, a presidential tribunal to deliver judgment on Peter Obi petition on Wednesday, the 6th of September. This is coming from the Lagos candidate of the governorship election, Badebo Rodas, that is now put that out there, and it seems Wednesday will be a day, and this is exactly what is now coming up. Breaking on the 6th of September. Someone says, we can say that, but this one says certificate of return shall return to Peter Obi. I saw Peter Obi over the weekend with the other colleagues of his, because the politicians still mingle together, especially when there's birthday in town. But yes, 6 has now been the date as I'm reading from right now, and I'm going to come back again to you in the studio. I'll be giving more details on that. But for now, this is still the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Well, listeners, Mr. Olayomi Koike in our North London studios. I'm Archie here in the South studios, and we are bringing you updates from Nigeria. Well, let's move on to the president departing Nigeria for the G20 summit in India. Now, the G20 said Nigeria is not a member of the G20 while they decide to do so. So why is the president there? I know for sure it could have been that he's been invited there, or is it that he doesn't want to know what is going to happen to the verdict? So let me go away, and then whatever happens, then I will come back to it. Yomi.
Well, the G20 summit 2023 is all taking place in India, and it's going to be happening from the very time that there is a lot happening around the world. In Delhi, there's a lot of different countries, but it seems that the premier of China is not going to be coming. I'm not too sure why, whether the outcome of the BRICS is still playing out the dollarization. But the concern to us is that the president of the most populous black nation would also be traveling. This will be one of his, apart from the event that has taken place within ECOWAS. We saw Nigeria participation at the BRICS in South Africa, but again, Shetima, the vice president, told us they are still reviewing whether it is appropriate for Nigeria to join the membership of BRICS. Again, Nigeria as well is not yet a member of the G20, but from the information, it seems that as Bola Tinubu, the president, is heading off to that big event, these are going to be part of what we're expecting. Bola Tinubu, the president, the ministers, industrialists have now departed for the G Summit today, as with a massive and strategic investment drive in the focus. The President Bola Tinubu has departed Abuja in company with some ministers, industrialists, to attend the G20 summit in New Delhi in India on a special invitation of the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The president has also continued to consult widely on the benefit and the risk of joining the global economic power bloc. I come back again to you in the studio. What do we need in terms of right now? We need investors to come into the country so that we can stabilize the economy, so that Nigerians can have jobs and there can be a better future for many Nigerians. The question this morning is, will the president be able to go with the old bloc, which is the West? Because I was looking at the data yesterday, US and UK being the biggest block when it comes to investment in Nigeria. Is the Nigerian government going to change into the new block, which is the new block out there, or do we remain with the old block? But the old block are not giving us enough investment, even though the UK has the highest investment in Nigeria and America, but that investment is not yet enough for the 206 million Nigerians today. Will India and Brazil and the other countries be what the president might decide for? We will have to wait and see. But according to the spokesperson of the president, Ajuri Ingalis, those accompanying the president on this trip are 4 members of the cabinet, Minister of the Foreign Affairs Ambassador Yusuf Tuga, his finance counterpart Wale Edun. I'm going to be talking about him later on, because he said only Jonathan stabilized the government while he was in power. Also, I saw Lai Mohammed at the party yesterday, but it seems that Lai Mohammed is not going with the president, because we now have a Minister of Communication and Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, and the most important is Ministry and Trade Investment, Dr. Doris Uzoka. These are the new ministers traveling with the president on a very first official just before the United Nations General Assembly that is coming up as well this month.
Well, listen at Star Radio UK. Now, interestingly, I do ask the question that the colonial masters, we're talking about the UK having the biggest investment in Nigeria, and I ask myself the question, what percentage or how much is Nigeria actually benefiting from that investment? Is it that they are benefiting more than we are doing? We see the case in these French countries, the French-speaking countries, the former French colonies. We see it in Niger, we see it in Mali, we see it in Burkina Faso, where there've been this insurgency and everything. So insecurity, and we had the French forces there who are supposed to be fighting, giving them the security that they need to go about all this. Now, they didn't do enough. And that's why the military took over, thinking that they have to do something by themselves. Okay? Now, so the question is, like you were asking, whether we stay with the old block or we go with the new block. Somebody will say, the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. But it is about time that Africans, we start thinking and shifting our minds so we can now trade amongst ourselves, because just amongst ourselves, can you just imagine what we can do? Can you just imagine what we can do? Because Nigeria can Nigeria's refinery can do much for Africa, even if not West Africa. A lot for us, the gas that we have and everything. But you know, the old bloc will just try to divide us amongst ourselves, and therefore we don't see eye to eye. So how can we come together and make something good out of ourselves? But let's see. You can post your comments on our page, and then we will see what you think about that as well. But good luck. Jonathan Regine was last to stabilize the economy. Wale Edun, who you say is a minister who is en route with the president to the G20 summit. Now, so does he want to say that, well, Buhari didn't do much at all when it came to the economy? Yomi.
Again, as this government, is trying not to put Buhari into a situation room, but again, they just have to keep coming out to tell us that, whatever we've seen that is making Nigeria backwards today is got to do with the previous government. Olawale Edun, the Minister of Finance and the coordinating Minister of the Economy, has asserted that the Nigerian economy last appeared stable about a decade ago, during the former president Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's tenure. So that literally says exactly what we have said, that the former president Muhammadu Buhari actually destroyed the economy of Nigeria faster than the 16 years of the PDP. The Naira went into comatose. Nigerians are out there with no jobs. There's more Nigerians that are now afraid because of the insecurity that the president could not fix, even though as a former military dictator. At his first press conference as the finance minister on Friday, before he's traveling with the president today, Mr. Wale Edun stated that the foreign exchange rate was very constant, as where the interest rate between 2013 and 2014. As of this morning, many Nigerians do not need a dollar, but the importation of what comes into the country is less than what we are exporting. I was looking at again the report. 22 billion is what we export out of Nigeria. But the question is, where is the export actually going? It's only going within Africa, and that is not enough for a country worth about a population of about 200 million. And I've talked about the dollar. The dollar as at now is going up to 1,000 naira. According to Wale Edun, the country had enough foreign exchange at the time. Why does Nigeria doesn't have a foreign exchange today? We are not producing anything, not even a toothpick. And that literally means that we have to import more into the country. And when you go back and look at the, some of the record from the OECD, which are, we have continued to review from 2021, you will realize that the importation of goods into Nigeria is vast more than the exportation of what we are meant to produce. And if Nigeria is not producing enough, that literally means that we don't have the enough dollar to be able to sustain. Let me give you the historical data from the OEC. In 2021, our export was 57.7 billion. Destination, and the question is, why do we have more export as against more when it comes to the import? The importation is $61 billion in total. I'm talking about in total in Nigeria. I was looking again at the refinery that is now expected to come into production in December, according to the president. Is this going to likely reduce also our forex, even though we were told lies again by Lai Mohammed and the former president Muhammadu Buhari that the Dangote refinery is fully now going to be in operation? It was commissioned, but we now know that that is not going to come into the stream until 2025. As of today, Wale Edun hasn't mentioned Buhari, but indirectly is passing the message again that the last time Nigeria ever saw a stable forex was during Jonathan, and that shows that the previous government failed to stabilize the Nigerian economy. Starr Radio UK, the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Now listen to Starr Radio UK, Mr. Olayomi Kweke on North London Studios. I'm actually here in the South Studios, and you are there listening to us. Share your take with us on issues that we are looking at. But Yomi, so during Jonathan's time, were the refineries working?
Well, the refineries were not literally working because we were still bringing in as many of our crude oil refined back into the country. But how Jonathan was able to stabilize it as at the time is a little bit different from what Buhari wanted to do. Buhari knew what he wanted to do, but he couldn't get it right, and that threw the country into the bad image that even as a citizen of the country today, between the federal government and the Emirates airline, they are struggling to take back as many of their revenue from the sales of tickets from Nigeria, because the government do not have enough dollar to share between those that are asking back for their revenue. And it seems that the diaspora fund is not coming as much, because remember that we talked about this a few weeks back, that the government is not concerned that the dollar and the diaspora funding coming into the country is not coming through the proper channel anymore. So they are not able to capture those dollars and then use that as a leverage. If we think back to the last time when the economy was stable, when it was growing, when inflation was low and the interest rate was affordable, that period was a decade ago. Growth was about 6% in 2013-2014, said Mr. Edun. It also stated that at the time, Nigeria earned $80 billion per annum in its coffer, compared to the figure right now, which is 25 billion. So we have lost about almost 50 billion in revenue coming into the country. Nigeria earned and the government earned into this coffer 80 billion per annum compared to what is now earning. Yes, we know with the COVID, with the cost of the crude oil as all that, but again, Nigeria is not meeting its target when it comes to OPEC, and the reason for that again is lack of that discipline to make sure that whatever is coming out is not again being sold to other players. As we saw that Bola Tinubu said, we cannot continue to fund these petrol subsidy, because whatever I'm funding is not for the consumption of Nigerians, but for the consumption of Niger and other countries bordering Nigeria.
Well, listen, posterity will be the judge of all this, because we give Bola Tinubu if the tribunal rules in his favor and he's going to be there, let's see, maybe in a year or two's time we'll see whether he's been able to stabilize whatever is happening. But in defense of Buhari as well, we have Garba Shehu, who has come to say that Buhari was one of the, he was one who fought graft, so he was an anti-graft campaigner. But I asked the question this morning that how many people was he able to retrieve funds from? People who have siphoned money from states or have corrupted themselves. How many? We have Minor, who up to now, I don't know what happened to Minor, as to whether the monies that he is said to have stolen has been gotten back, or his property have been sold to defray whatever debt that he's in. So there are a lot of questions. What did Buhari actually do as an anti-graft agent or campaigner, Yomi?
Well, it seems that Garba Shehu is just trying to again play the devil advocate. He knows exactly that his government that he was part of destroy the economy of Nigeria, but as Buhari was one of his pay master, so he still have to defend the former president as against whatever is going to come on him. So what do we know, and what is the headline? President Buhari saved Nigeria from graft, says Garba Shehu. We know that Garba Shehu was the senior media for Buhari in a pushback to the position of the former Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice, Mohammed Adoke. Former President Muhammadu Buhari said his administration saved Nigeria from corrupt undertone planted to expose the nation's economy to collapse. You talked about minor. You talked about the former Minister of Aviation that hired an Ethiopian airline, branded it with the Nigerian Air, and all that was a fraud. But that is not just the only fraud that took place under Buhari. There were so many other atrocities of fraud. There were also so many other allegations against the government funding terrorism, and yet it seems that many of such have been denied. But according to him, President Buhari administration inherited the contract and incidental judgment of the PID, adding that the case identified by the former Minister of Justice, Adoka, originated from an administration that the former Attorney General was also part of. So it seems that there's a throwback, and they say that sometimes when you throw the stone, you might likely to break somebody's glass. So it seems that Shehu Garba is reminding the former Minister of Justice that you were part of that corruption as well, and maybe you should look into your own cupboard than talk about my own boss, which is Buhari.
Well, so what are we going to say about Buhari? Did he do well? Was he a good anti-graft campaigner, or did he save Nigeria from total collapse? So maybe the enemies were so strong that he couldn't do whatever he wanted to do, as maybe he did as a military leader. Who knows? Okay, listen, I start ready. Okay, but someone was asking the question. Now we have the president going to this G20 summit to woo in more investment into the country, and somebody will say, how can somebody come to invest in the country where security is still not assured? Yomi.
Well, I think that has always been, the work of the president to see what he can do. We saw that when the president came on board, he actually brought in some new faces as from the one that President Buhari, the former president, had in charge. So security is the key backbone of any economy. If you don't have the security, not just security, you must also have the electricity, as Nigerian plans prepaid meter upgrade allies electricity consumer fears. These two works hand in hand, and you're quite right. Investors are not just only looking at that; they will also be following, the judiciary, because the next headline says the FCT judges have now accused Chief Justice of stealing multi-billion naira allowances, leaving them vulnerable to bribe traffickers. In a discreet interview conducted over 7 weeks, 5 judges in a rare move supply newsroom with unspeakable humiliation they endure under Hussein Baba Yusuf. The High Court of the Federal Court of Capital Territory has been embroidered in crisis of corruption. Investors do not like a corrupt country, and if they're going to love a corrupt country, that investor would also be part of that corruption that has led, to multiple multi-agency in Nigeria. Multinational agencies have used Nigeria as part of their corruption, and we've seen cases outside Nigeria that they are now being dragged as well.
Well, listeners, it's Star Radio UK. Adebanjo Sunday says, good morning, everyone in the house. Hashtag free. Hashtag Tani Olayomi now. Who is Daniel Lauren and what has happened to him? Okay, it is Star Radio UK. We'll go back to Yomi for the rest of the story that's making the round this morning at 11:39. Yomi, over to you.
Yes, Daniel Long is same as any other individual citizen that wanted to have his own views heard, but it seems that his views has contradicted some other views from the Islamic side of Nigeria. Remember, he was kidnapped from Ibadan. There was a court case today in Ilorin, where our reporter are currently on the ground. There was quite a lot of tension, with this particular case. And following that development, before we joined the Star Radio UK, with our reporter on the ground, let's say that it seems that again, part of the constitution has not worked in Nigeria, where some parts are using, a particular state to suppress the other as well. So, we are following that development. I'll be giving more update as well. But again, there's been that hashtag Free Tani Olorun. So let's come back again to some of the other news that is happening in Nigeria at 11:40. Ogun State local government chairman celebrate letterhead redesign purchases of official phone as achievement. Joseph Badejo, the Ijebu North East local government chairman in Ogun State, has listed among other things the redesign of the council's letterhead and also the purchase of an official phone as his own achievement. Joseph Badejo, the Ijebu North East local government, said this while you wonder what kind of development is that going to bring. They include the purchase of computer, painting of the council secretariat, conference hall table and chairs, electricity pole, the repair of a pumping machine. Others were part of a Nissan car to collect revenue, sinking a borehole, distributing sport equipment to the schools and grading the roads as well. Remember that we talked about Ogun State last week, where the governor has become the emperor, where you have to kneel down, you have to beg him so that you can be able to have your way in the state. Let's go back to one or two more before we end into the social media again this morning. Like I said earlier, it seems that Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the Lagos State governor, is now on the ride of the Blue Rail line that has now opened in Lagos State, southwest part of Nigeria. Remember that out of the capture budget, the red line is expected to also be working by the time, and that's the governor there, as we say. Sanwo-Olu and other ride as Lagos Blue Line Rail begins operation. The Lagos Rail Mass Transit Blue Line has begun its long-awaited commercial operation. According to the Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu also became the first passenger to ride on the train during his inaugural ride as operation began today. The governor boarded the train from Marina Terminal en route to Mile 12, and according to the managing director of the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, Mrs. Abimbola said on Thursday that the Lagos Blue Rail Line will commence operation today, and that is exactly what has taken place. So we hope that will ease, the traffic on the road, where more people will be able to afford it as well. I'll take this one, and we hope that we might not be going into another strike tomorrow, as the state NLC and the TUC order workers to join the strike. Why is there a strike? Again, following the declaration of a 2-day warning strike by the Nigerian Labour Congress, some state chapters of the organized labor union have expressed their readiness to join the industrial action. The leadership of the state chapter of the labor union said that tomorrow and Wednesday, Wednesday will be the judgment for. So it seems that this week might be a test of time for the government. And remember that the president himself is out of town, so we'll have to see how the president will be, getting the news while in India at the G20 for all these activities going on in Nigeria. Once again, this is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. The CBN federal government recorded 17 billion inflow as 1.4 trillion fiscal deficit in Q1. Demand and strong fundamental lift Dangote Cement, MTN, Airtel, 8 others, market value at 28 trillion naira. Probe alleged loop-side appointment in the Nimat APC chieftaincies urged the Senate. It's coming from the headline as well. And the last headline says, again, how the federal government, FRC, others will share 3.8 trillion stamp duty. Let's go now to what is trending on the social media this morning, the 4th day of September 2023. Calabar is trending. The 6th of September seems to be the highest trend. Breaking news, we know that there's always different breaking news, and the reason why there's a breaking news trending in Nigeria, that has got to do with the Peter Obi court case on the 6th. Nobody knows what is going to be the outcome. We can speculate from now to tomorrow, but we will all have to wait for what is going to happen. Dele Ogun at Dele Ogun Auto, see for yourselves the British colonial origins of the 419 and the bribery. Same way they will say we sold our people to them. The new generation must expunge all narratives from the colonial Confucianists from their brain. And it seems in that African Association Limited 1887 to 1889, let me just read a little bit out of that. And it says, in the following November, Honeyberg made his way to Nupe, where he told the emir that the company claimed to have taken over his kingdom. Naturally, the emir was outraged by such a suggestion, and so summoned William Wallace to his presence for an explanation. This brought to light a major weakness in the basis for the chapter. For the emir alleged that he, like several other chiefs with their own treaties, had never really understood the full implication of the company's original treaty with Nupe. Wallace tried to explain the matter, but in the end could only pacify the man by raising his annual subsidy from £400 to £2,000. The emir then issued a statement with the Honeyberg witness saying that his country was an independent nation, that only he had an authority to levy taxes concerning wheat, and that was the free access for it to everyone. So again, as many of those that are campaigning of the self-determination continue to see how history that was removed from Nigeria has gone a lot of problem. There's a DSS release that is just coming up. DSS discover plot to stage violent protests in the country. It's not the first time that we are hearing this, but this is coming from Peter Afunaya, the Department of the State Service National Headquarters Public Relations Officer. This is a breaking news just an hour ago. The Department of the State Service hereby informs the public that it has uncovered plans by some element in part of the country to stage violent protests in order to discredit the federal government and the security agency over sundry social economic matters. According to intelligence report, I've indicated that the plotters include certain politicians who are desperately mobilizing unsuspected student leader, ethnic-based association, youth, and also disgruntled groups of the planned action. Meanwhile, the service has identified the ringleader of the plot as well as the sustained monitoring. I hope the ringleader have been taken into the custody, just as the DSS kidnapped many individuals across the country. So when they say that they have someone plotting this anarchy to plunge the country into anarchy, in the view of this development, the university vice chancellor and head of the tertiary institution are advised to discourage the students. Why the DSS are aware of the government effort? The question is, no name has been mentioned there. Remember that it was a very quick one when the intervention of criminal by the DSS and the Nigerian government to the Chief Sunday Igboho's house, and after the kidnap and rendition of Nnamdi Kanu, they are quick to bring their names out. But it seems those that wants to bring Nigeria into anarchy, we don't need to know their names. Starr Radio UK, and it shows again the marginalization that so many people like ours have said, is this really a democracy? If you have the names, these are those that wants to discredit the government, then they should bring it out as quickly as possible. Igboho was not discrediting the government, he was only asking for one thing, and one thing alone, the right to self-determination. The same thing that Nnamdi Kanu was doing until Buhari gave the go-ahead to kidnap him after some of his own followers sold him off in Kenya. He was tortured for 8 days, returned to Nigeria, and when they were presenting him, that presentation came in Hausa just to tell every other person that this country is controlled by some part of the other part of the country.
Well, listeners, quite an interesting one. I was trying to capture more of the story pertaining to the DSS warning that they've given and telling the universities, the chancellors.
And someone is asking, how come they don't uncover the Boko Haram plot?
Yeah, interesting, because they are looking at people who, because of what is going on, the difficulty, the challenges that they are going through, students who are in school and they can see that whatever their parents are struggling to pay their fees and everything, and think now, we know when we're union and stuff like that, but we went on demonstration various times when we don't like whatever is going on and stuff like that. But with this, I bet you, if you hear any university students going on demonstration, there'll be a calm down on all of them. They're not going to tell us anything more. But well, it's Starr Radio UK. Somebody also says the Ogun State governors are celebrating of redesigning of letterheads, painting of tables and stuff like that. It's little things pleasing little mind. So it's little minded. That's what he's doing. So I don't know. But listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. I know that Yomi is going to go. But from the camp of Peter Obi, have there been any reaction to the tribunal's 6th of September verdict?
Well, I think Peter Obi is trying to play, the good guy. Let me put it that way. So, we've seen him, try as much as possible to tell his followers to be calm and allow the judiciary, to perform the duty. And I'm just looking at, there hasn't been any press statement from his handle as of today. But I'm sure many Nigerians are looking for, if on the 6th is going to be the outcome of the proceeding, that is 48 hours from now. It's not about prayers anymore now. It's about the delivery from the judges that have looked at all sides and will determine the fate between Peter Obi and Tinubu. Then we'll have to wait for the one between Atiku and Tinubu, and that would then determine what Nigerians, and maybe this is what the DSS is picking up on. I don't have a clue, but again, like we said, is a country where the DSS are quick to bring those innocent people names out, but they've got information of these individuals or groups of people, and it seems that their names are now being shielded like something that needs not to be known by many Nigerians. Imagine if such is happening here, we'll probably have known.
Of course.
Grace Olusoto says they didn't allow the reporters and the media to do their job in Nigeria. Nigeria is not working for anyone. We all need to get out of this country called Nigeria. Come, let's get it now out as quickly as possible. As many are following the case happening in Ilorin, where again media has been gagged, and it seems again, if media are not allowed to do their job, then we've lost the first part of any country around the globe.
Yeah, of course. When you talk about democracy, the media is the fourth hand, and if they are not allowed to be there whilst things are going on to tell us what exactly is going on, and whatever information is what they want to tell us, then we are in trouble. Anjana Nedeji, yes, good morning to you. I hope you are doing very, very well. Yomi, before we go.
Well, we'll be back, tomorrow. And yes, the news of the Presidential Election Tribunal to deliver the judgment is quite right. And yes, Wednesday will be exactly the delivery. I'll be back same time tomorrow. But for now, Archie takes you through the rest of the program. My name is Olayomi, and this is the 4th day of September as we continue the preparation for the outcome of the election tribunal that every Nigerians have waited for after the 25th of February of that same election that many says it hasn't gone in accordance.
Well, Yomi, let me say thank you very much for that wonderful update. My listeners, he's going to be coming your way tomorrow, God willing, with another edition of the Update from Nigeria. Now, you have any comments or anything, feel free, post it to on our pages, and I'm going to read it. But let me announce the lines open before I bring you this music from Jeanette. It said Olayomi. Okay, the numbers are 0208133257 or 580208133257 or 58. Now, US or Canada or the Caribbean area, it is 0017183032737 0017183032737. You can also text or WhatsApp at 0753966174 0753966174. Our Twitter handle is a Star Radio. You can email address is info@starradiouk.com. All right then. So now let's go enjoy some music and then we come back. Olayomi.
Talk dog.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Olayomi by Jeanette this morning, coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 2 minutes to the top of the hour. And I'm going to go to other parts of the world, but wherever you are listening to me, to us from, don't you go away. Continue to keep your dials to log on Starr Radio UK. After all, you know what? We are your favorite African and Caribbean radio station where in London. Of course. So let's move on now to some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Well, it's happening on the African continent once again, and this time round, Gabon has sworn in General Brice Nguema to be as transitional. Swearing in General Brice Nguema this morning as transitional president of the country. So all that reinstate Bongo, return the country to democracy, and all that culminating that seems to be happening is falling on deaf ears. But what do you think about all that? I'm going to tell you more about that. And in Niger, 1,000 protests in third day of rallies demanding withdrawal of French troops. Now, what has Macron done since he came to power? It looks like he's losing grips of the former French colonies. And someone will tell you that no, it's not that because he's doing so, but it's because people's, someone will say, like my Nigerian brothers will say, people's eyes are opening. Their eyes don't open now. So they know that, well, that shouldn't happen. So let's go straight to Gabon. Now in Gabon, Gabon's new transitional president, Brice Oligui Nguema, will be sworn in on Monday after a bloodless push. The general has promised to install more democratic institutions before free elections on Saturday. Military authorities signaled a return to normalcy with the reopening of land, sea, and air borders. A spokesman for Gabon's military rulers said on state TV that they had decided with immediate effect to reopen the land, sea, and air borders as of this Saturday in order to ensure continued respect for the rule of law, good relations with our neighbors and with all states around the world, and to promote the continuity of the state while demonstrating our firm determination to honor our international commitment. The Committee for the Transition and Restoration of Institutions has decided to reopen the land, sea, and air borders with immediate effect, says Colonel Ulrich Manfumbi. Okay, Manfumbi. All right then. A group of 12 Gabonese soldiers had announced on Wednesday that the country's borders were closed until further notice. Okay. Now, the coup leaders said they had dissolved the nation's institution and cancelled the election results, as well as closing the borders. Now, 5 other countries in Africa, Mali, Guinea, Sudan, Burkina Faso, and Niger, have undergone coups in the last 3 years. Their new rulers have resisted demands for a short timetable for returning to barracks. But the question is, could this foment more coup d'etats? And then we have in these countries also now forming an alliance that will bolster their economical gains and turn things around, their fortunes around for them as leaders, and that will bring about what their countries need. Could that happen? Well, they said they've opened their borders. That means that they have full grips in control of what is going on in the country. But well, let's see. Somebody say, let's wait and see what will happen. Well, in Uganda, a man has been detained after planning a bomb attack on a church. Now, police in Uganda said on Sunday they had foiled a bomb attack on a cathedral in the capital, Kampala, and arrested a man suspected of trying to activate the explosive device among worshippers. Now, hundreds of people were evacuated from the Rubaga Miracle Center Cathedral after the man tried to enter with an explosive device, said police spokesman Patrick Onyango. Now, we carried out a controlled detonation of the improvised explosive device consisting of nails, a motorbike battery, a charger, and a telephone handset that was to be used in the attack, he told reporters outside the cathedral. He said police had tracked the 28-year-old after receiving a tip-off about a police attack on a place of worship, a possible attack, and found a bomb in his rucksack when he was arrested. And police are looking for 3 other men, the suspect having indicated that he may have had accomplices. The perimeter of the cathedral was cordoned off. Sniffer dogs and members of bomb squad inspected the area, but no threat was detected. The terrorist was a few meters from the entrance, but the security forces intervened and he was arrested before he could enter the church and detonate the bomb. Evangelical Pastor Robert Kayanja said the pastor is a public supporter of President Yoweri Museveni. According to a police note seen by the AFP, the police had warned of a possible attack in busy places, including churches and shopping centers. In June, jihadists from the Allied Democratic Forces militia, which had pledged allegiance to the Islamic State group, killed 42 people, including 37 people in a secondary school in western Uganda, close to the border with the Democratic Republic of Congo. It was the deadliest attack in Uganda since the double bombing in Kampala in 2010, which killed 76 people in a raid claimed by the Somali-based Islamist group Shabab. Okay, now interestingly, it is alleged that the pastor of this cathedral, because of his support for the president, is why this attack, it's why his church was, or his cathedral was targeted. Now the question that I keep on asking is, when we go to the polls, or during elections and you cast your vote, does the body that controls or that oversees that election actually reflect the outcome that they bring? Does it reflect what you actually wanted, or is it somehow skewed to favor whoever has got a big shoe? In this way, or in this world, I'm talking about incumbents. Is that what happens? Well. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, in Morocco as well, in Algeria, the Algerian Defense Ministry said on Sunday that warning shots were fired by Algerian Coast Guards on Tuesday, followed by shots fired in response to a refusal to comply by Moroccans on jet skis after the Moroccan media reported the death of 2 holidaymakers lost at sea. According to the Moroccan media and lawyers who said they would lodge a complaint in France, Bilal Kissi, a French-Moroccan holiday maker, and his cousin Abdelali Machoa, who had a legal resident permit in France, were killed by the Algerian Coast Guards after getting lost. They had set off from the seaside resort of Saidia, that is northwest on the border with Algeria, on jet ski, according to testimony of Mr. Kissi's older brother Mohammed, who was able to return to the beach. Now, during a security and control patrol in our territorial waters, a Coast Guard unit intercepted 3 jet skis that had crossed our territorial waters illegally at 1947, that's 1847 GMT on Tuesday, the Algerian ministry said in a statement. So why did they shoot them dead? Let's add one there once again. This is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, let me bring you this story. There are other stories, but let me bring you this one, and then we'll move on to Ghana and see some of the other stories making the rounds. But remember, at 12:30, we'll be crossing over to Cyprus, where we have our own HRH Linda Palian already geared up to bring us Career 101. Now, as I read the construction of a large Africa trade zone free of custom duties in particular, this is what the Comorian president Azali Assoumani, who is this year holds the presidency of the African Union, is committed to. Now, since its entry into force in 2021, the African Continental Free Trade Area is still far from its objectives. Now, this year, I've made it my mission to accelerate the construction of the 4 Continental Free Trade area, which represents a great opportunity and will bring enormous benefits to Africa. Africa will also help countries outside the region. Now, taking the example of Comoros, we need to create favorable investment conditions so that the investments are not limited to local areas but can also flow to countries like Madagascar and Tanzania. This will create healthy competition within the African Continental Free Trade Area. This is very important, said Azali Osmani. With high customs duties, administrative hassles, and lack of tax harmonization, trade between African countries remains complicated. Now, who is behind that? That is a question I want to ask you. Who are behind creating the complications? Who? Just think about it. I'm not going to give you any answer, right? Okay, so let's move on. Some other stories making the rounds this morning as well. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, one other story that had just come through, that's 4 minutes ago. In the wake of the coup d'etat in Gabon, the former opposition to President Ali Bongo is torn between its champion Albert Ondo Oza, who stubbornly claims victory in the 26th August presidential election at the risk of isolating himself, and those who do not intend to remain spectators of the military transition. The current situation is causing a lot of confusion, says Bernard Christian Recola, a civil society figure, but what are unanimous about is the satisfaction that it's no longer a Bongo in power, sums up the opposition leader who has taken refuge in France. For the past 5 days, General Brice Oligui Nguema, head of the junta, had ousted Ali Bongo Ondimba from power less than an hour after announcing his re-election as president of the country. He had led for 14 years, has been laying the groundwork for a transition, although he has not set a time limit prior to the free and transparent elections. Well, this all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It is Starr Radio UK. Okay. Now, Ghana is not immune from coup, says the former president. Is it treasonable? Or is it a fair assessment of what is going on the ground? The former President John Mahama says December 7, 2024 presidential and parliamentary election is the most critical election since 1992 and may be the last opportunity to restore hope to Ghanaians in constitutional rule. He said Ghana is not immune to the geopolitical instability in the sub-region arising from the several coups d'etat occasioned by a perceived poor governance and corruption worsening living standards of the people. Mr. Mahama therefore said 2025, when NDC returns to power, it must transform the economic fortunes of the country and create opportunities to inspire hope in constitutional governance. In a quote, go on further to say, I must say that election 2024 is going to be the most critical election since 1992, or maybe in the history of our party, because, as I said earlier, it is the last opportunity for us to restore the faith of our people in constitutional government in our country. He continued that, let us not think that we are immune to what is happening to the sub-region. It cannot be business as usual. As I said a little while ago, a new government that takes over on 2025 7th of January cannot be this do business as usual. We must sit up and do what our people expect of us. We must let them understand and let them appreciate that constitutional government can defend their interests. Constitutional government can look after their human rights, and constitutional government can guarantee that they can express themselves freely. But most importantly, constitutional government are able to create the opportunity that makes them able to realize their full potential to live in dignity and prosperity. Mahama made these statements when addressing the closing ceremony of the 3rd annual Lawyers Conference of the NDC Lawyers Association via Zoom. He, however, conceded that it will be a difficult task given the mess caused by the Kufuor-led government. However, hopeful that a next NDC government will deliver. It is going to be an arduous task, but we also must set up and make sure we are able to discharge our responsibilities to our people. I am convinced that the NDC will win that election. Mr. Mahama said various works are being done to formulate policies and programs for immediate implementation to hit the ground running in 2025 as soon as NDC assumes office. But this is a case where the ruling government or the incumbent are saying that, well, we know that we are going to break the 8. So they break the 8 to 9 or what? Well, lots more going to be coming your way from Africa. God willing, when we come your way tomorrow. But for now, let's move on to other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world, and that will be after this.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Commercial break. Stay tuned and don't you go away.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Well, fire on the mountain. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Before we take you to Cyprus, where HRH Linda Palian is going to be with us to bring you Career 101. Well, in some other stories making the rounds this morning, yes, I can tell you assuredly in Gabon, the leader has been sworn in. The new leader has been sworn in. President, as president, General Brice Nguema, who toppled long-time leader Ali Bongo, has officially become Gabon's interim leader. Okay. So, now Ukraine's defense minister Oleksiy Reznikov has been dismissed. Now, Ukraine's defense minister Oleksiy Reznikov has confirmed that he's leaving his post. Mr. Reznikov had led the ministry since before the start of Russia's full-scale invasion in February 2022. President Volodymyr Zelensky announced Mr. Reznikov's dismissal on Sunday, saying it was time for new approaches in the defense ministry. Now, Rostim Omerov, who runs Ukraine's state property fund, has nominated Mr. Reznikov's successor. In a post on X, formerly Twitter, Mr. Reznikov confirmed that he had submitted his resignation letter to the country's parliament. Ukrainian media has speculated that he will become Kyiv's new ambassador in London, where he has developed good relations with senior politicians. A 57-year-old had become a well-known figure since the beginning of the war in Ukraine. Internationally recognized, he has regularly attended meetings with Ukraine's Western allies and played a key role in lobbying for additional military equipment. But his dismissal has been anticipated for some time. Now, last week, Mr. Reznikov told reporters that he was exploring other positions with the Ukrainian president. According to local media, the former defense minister said that if Mr. Zelensky offered the opportunity for him to work on other projects, he would probably agree. Ukrainian defense advisor Yuri Sak said Mr. Reznikov spearheaded the transformation of the ministry, laying the groundwork for future NATO membership. His legacy is that he has convinced ministers of defense around the world that the impossible is possible, he said in reference to Mr. Reznikov's successful lobbying of foreign governments for arms. But experts have observed that the cabinet reshuffle is unlikely to lead to any major change in Ukrainians' battlefield strategy, with General Valery Zaluzny, the commander of Ukraine's armed forces, overseeing the campaign. Mr. Reznikov dismissal comes amid a wider anti-corruption drive in Mr. Zelensky's administration, which has been seen as essential to Ukraine's ambition to join Western institutions like the EU. So he could have said that he was reposing him or something of the sort, but for him to be sacked is a bit below the belt, isn't it? Well. Listen to Starr Radio UK. We're running out of time for the first part of the program, so just bear with me whilst I bring you another story from other parts of the world. Now, can you just imagine parents bullying a teacher to the point where the teacher takes his own life? Well, on June 5, Lee Min So described in her diary the fear that overtook her body as she entered her classroom to teach. My chest feels too tight. I feel like I'm going to fall somewhere. I don't even know where I am. On the 3rd of July, the primary school teacher wrote that she had become so overwhelmed by the craziness of work she wanted to let go. Now, 2 weeks later, the 23-year-old was found dead in her classroom's tall cupboard by her colleagues. She had taken her own life. This tragedy has unleashed a wave of anger from primary school teachers across South Korea. Now, tens of thousands of them went on strike on Monday to demand better protection at work. They say they frequently harassed by overbearing parents who call them on all hours of the day and weekends, incessantly and unfairly complaining. Min So's cousin Park Do-young struggles not to cry as he straightens out her small empty apartment, now home to just her goldfish. Her bed is unmade, and besides it sits a pile of drawings from her first grade students telling her how much they loved her. Underneath is a stack of library books on how to cope with depression. So are they getting enough support? And that's why these teachers have embarked on a strike in South Korea. Well, overbearing parents. Starr Radio UK. One other story before we land in the UK, because the Prime Minister is being accused of not or having the fund that was supposed to be used to rebuild those schools that were said to have had concrete work that were not good enough. Okay, so but we'll be coming to that. But Biden says he's very, very disappointed Xi will not attend the G20 summit. Now, U.S. President Joe Biden has said he's disappointed that his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping plans to skip the upcoming G20 in India. I'm disappointed, but I'm going to get to see him, Mr. Biden told reporters on Sunday, but did not say when the meeting may take place. Beijing said on Monday that its premier Li Qiang will lead China's delegation at the summit in Delhi this week. Mr. Xi and Mr. Biden last met at the G20 summit in Indonesia last year. U.S.-China ties remains tense despite a flurry of diplomatic visits from Washington this year to revive dialogue. Now, China's foreign ministry neither confirmed nor denied Mr. Xi's attendance at the Delhi summit. at the Delhi summit. It's a major and important global economic forum. China has always attached importance on it and actively participated related events, a foreign ministry spokeswoman has said. But news reports citing unnamed sources familiar with the matter said last week that Mrs. Z does not plan to attend. The news comes amid worsening relations between China and India, among other things. The two countries are facing off against each other along their disputed border in the Himalayan region. That is the stories making the round. Is that why he doesn't want to come into India for that the G20 summit? Well, Starr Radio UK. Now here in the UK, Angela Rayner gets new role as Keir Starmer reshuffles his team. We're going to be bringing you more on that. But Gavin Williamson has been ordered to apologize to Wendy Morton over bullying texts. Former cabinet minister Sir Gavin Williamson had been told to apologize for after a parliamentary inquiry found he had bullied a colleague in text. Sir Gavin quits as a minister last year after sending expletive-laden texts to former Tory chief whip Wendy Morton. In the text, Gavin accused Miss Morton of excluding some MPs from the Queen's funeral in September last year. He sent the text in the run-up to the funeral, and Miss Morton lodged a complaint with the Parliament in November. Opposition parties have questioned why Mr. Sunak appointed Sir Gavin as a minister in October last year after being told about Miss Morton's complaints. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Two other stories before we bring the program, the first part of the program, to a close. Okay, so this pertaining to what is happening in the Labour Party. Now, Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer is reshuffling his shadow cabinet as MPs return to Westminster after the summer break. Deputy leader Angela Rayner is now also shadow levelling up secretary and shadow deputy prime minister. Okay, now she takes the levelling up role from Lisa Nandi, who takes on the international development role, a move seen as a demotion. Now Jim McMahon has stepped down as shadow secretary of state for environment, food and rural affairs. Steve Reed takes his role. Now Starmer ally Shabana Mahmood becomes shadow justice secretary, taking Reed's old role. Now Pat McFadden becomes the party's national campaign coordinator, taking over from Mahmood. And Liz Kendall replaces Jonathan Ashworth as shadow work and pensions secretary. We'll be telling you more about all that reshuffle as it goes on. This is Starr Radio UK. This is your morning show. I am Archie. Then the final story before we cross over to Cyprus. Rishi Sunak says it is utterly wrong to blame him for failing to fix crumbling concrete in England schools. Now, earlier, a former senior civil servant said the government halved the budget for school repairs in England in 2021. Jonathan Slater said the government agreed to fund work on 100 schools a year to fix crumbling concrete and other problems, but after a review by the then Chancellor Sunak, the budget was cut to 50 schools a year. Now Sunak says refurbishing 500 schools as a decade is completely in line with historical levels. The Prime Minister also says 95% of England's 22,000 schools won't be affected by crumbling concrete. The bulk of schools will be identified in a matter of weeks. Problem might just be in a single classroom, he says. You can watch. We're doing our best to see whether I can bring you all the coverage of what is going on. As we've been reporting, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak was asked this question this morning whether he was to be blamed not spending enough money on rebuilding schools in light of problems with the rock concrete. Earlier, a former senior civil servant accused Sunak of having the budget for rebuilding the schools. So maybe if he had not, more schools would have been refurbed and these dodgy concrete work would have been sorted out so that children will not be, whatever they are thinking, are we or aren't we? But listen at this, where I bring the first part of the program to close. I'm going to be taking you to Cyprus, where we have our own HRH Linda Parlian. So wherever you are, stay tuned, don't you go away. We'll take a quick break, we come back, and I'll bring you HRH Linda Parlian. Stay tuned.
Hungry man say fix the country, Bellefou say fix yourself.
The one and only Wuta, and it says country hot. Country no hot. Wait till we go do, Abby. Yes, so but country hot, country hot, country hot. And that's how the African countries are like at the moment. But now let's cross over to Cyprus, where we have our own HRH Linda Parlian. This afternoon, as I said, good afternoon to you, Linda. And how are you doing? And what are we looking at this morning or this afternoon?
So today, actually, and this is a great question, we're looking at the one factor that determines success. And actually, we've alluded to this, the one factor that determines success.
Okay.
We alluded to this when we answered the question about Trump and Boris Johnson.
Okay.
And this to me is, well, actually, haven't get. What do you think it is? Listeners, phone in. I want your input.
Yeah, we want to know what you really think determines success.
Yes, what do you think
I believe that not quitting. It doesn't matter. Just sticking to it. By the time somebody will say you are sticking to it, you know that we are going into an abyss. You say you are still sticking to it, you will die.
Yes, definitely. And I think this goes beyond careers, and for me it's the mindset. Okay. Believing that you can, having that will and conviction to see a goal that you set for yourself through. I think mindset will trump everything.
Okay.
And I mean, this has come about, someone close to me got diagnosed with a terminal illness, so I've been researching about these things, and a lot of us are affected by loved ones who get these death sentences every day, and what makes other people survivors and what makes other people succumb to it. And it's definitely mindset, because it's putting that fear in you that makes you crippled and powerless and not try other things and almost start giving up already. You know, I was reading about a case study of a hypochondriac lady who had a motor neuron disease, and she believed she had it for ages, and then eventually she was told she didn't.
Wow.
Right? But she believed that for ages, and it stopped her from doing other things. So then she started to feel ill again because she was like, I have to have something. It hasn't been motor neurons, so they did.
Yeah, so it's all mindset. It's all in the head.
Exactly.
Wow.
So more tests, and then they told her she had cancer, and she was dead within 4 days of that diagnosis.
Wow.
Right, 4 days.
Oh.
She was looking for a reason to get leave and to get out. And she found the justification she needed to get out. And this is a bit of a morbid issue, but when we talk about careers and your job, I think the same thing plays into this. And I've had a bit of a celebration week, actually, like a really good week.
Yeah.
Where 3 of my clients have done exceptionally well.
Oh, okay.
You know,
congratulations.
these are people who I've worked on normally, but we've really worked on mindsets. So when you don't get the job, when you what stops you applying for the promotion that you deserve?
Yeah.
You know, where if you're making excuses about I'm too young to do this, I'm too old, I probably need a bit more experience to do this, and you're stopping yourself from going for that which you know that you can do and excel in. You know, you're like, how does someone so young and so inexperienced get that promotion? You know? And for you, in your reality, it's impossible. So then you haven't worked towards it because you know subconsciously, and I say you know in inverted commas, you've told yourself and you believe that, and the brain wants to be right. So for you, it's fact and it's in your reality.
Interesting. Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It is the Career 101 program with HRH Linda Palian, all the way from Cyprus, making sure that she cheers you all the way through your career, advising you what to do and where to go. But you want to share with us what your take has been on our discussion this morning or this afternoon, feel free to do so. You can call us on 0208-133-2257, 0208-133-2257 or 58. You might be in the US or Canada, wherever you are listening to us. In US or Canada is 001718-303-2737, 001718-303-2737. Text or WhatsApp is 0753966-1744, 0753966-1744. Our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK, and our email address is info@starradiouk.com. Today we are looking at the one factor that determines success. What do you think that is? Let's come back to Linda once again. Hello, Linda.
Hello. So I'll give you a practical example.
Yes.
One of my friends has been working in the charity sector for migrants. She's been working with migrant workers, and she's been doing this for the last 10 years in London. And bearing in mind the cost of living in London, on barely livable wage. So she was on 25,000, which to some people is enough. Again, depending on what your mindset or your blueprint and thermostat is. For the level and quality of work that she was doing, she'd been underpaid. For someone with 10 years experience, and I'm not talking about someone that does a 9 to 5. This is somebody that's organizing events with worldwide celebrities and raising funds and raising millions.
Wow. And was earning only 25.
Absolutely.
Gosh.
But her mindset was nobody has money, it's badly paid, but actually she's making a difference in the area that she loves, so it's okay to be underpaid, you know, because at least she hasn't sold herself and her soul to the corporate. You know, and this unconsciously was her belief. So she'd never even asked for a pay rise She never even renegotiated her salary in the 10 years she'd been there. Of course, she's had incremental pay rises to 25k.
Okay.
Over the years, but she believes that that's standard, and because of that, it held her back financially. Money is not everything, but it's a huge, important measure of success when we talk about careers in business. So we can talk about money mindset as a separate issue, but we need to start recognizing the importance that plays and how that is related to mindset.
Yeah.
So this client, we've been going back and forth, and she identified a job that it's the same job that she does, same job, same sector, same industry, but with a salary that she thought would make her life a little bit easier.
Okay.
All the traveling and the late nights and the working around the clock easier. So we did that, made her CV and application, went for a job, and I kid you not, 28k pay rise for doing the same job.
28k pay rise.
Yes.
Wow.
So going from 25 to over 50.
Yeah.
Right, and for the same job. But the thing that has changed is her mindset.
Okay.
Believing that it's possible for her and that she deserves this. So when we talk about mindset with careers, a lot of people think, oh, it's a bit of an abstract concept and actually show me the money.
Yeah.
But this translates into show me the big money. Right? As soon as you believe it's possible, you've won. You're halfway there. And now it's how do I do it? And the how is what we can easily do together. The how is what you can easily do by yourself together. It's changing the mindset that you need to recognize what belief system you have and then adopt other belief systems that serve you. So it's not the economy. I mean, I hear people say, everywhere is the same. You meet good and bad colleagues. Why change the job? And now you're going to go through the job process again. Or actually, nobody's hiring people with children. There's this learned helplessness, that we resolve to take action, because taking action and taking responsibility is harder than staying the same and blaming an external party. So mindset plays a huge role in your career, in your business. It depends how much you charge, how much value you place on the service and the product you offer, how much value you place on all the experience that you already have, has to do with your mindset.
Wow. Listen at Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, with HRH Linda Paley, and all the way from Cyprus, bringing you Career 101. Today we're looking at the one factor that determines success. Okay? And we've come to understand that it is mindset. Now, Linda, someone might be listening to us this afternoone and thinking, oh, yes, you whipped up my interest. I can do something about it. But how do they go about changing their mindset? Because it's all, somebody say it's all in there. How do you change your mindset?
It's on your head. So first, recognize what your mindset is. And the way you can do it is to question what you believe. So, for example, why in the careers context, because this is Career 101 on the radio, why are you in the job that you're in now?
Okay.
Do you believe that you're supposed to be here? Do you believe that there's better? Do you understand why you're being paid a salary? How much do you think you can earn more? Or is it even possible? Start asking questions about the things that you believe are everyday and normal and standard. Start questioning your beliefs. And say, well, could I be this person that ends this? Can I really be boss one day? Because then you'll get the truth to you. I mean, we can kid ourselves, but you'll know how firmly or how strongly you believe in something. And once you understand it, you can work towards it. So sometimes people do affirmations, say, I am the best, I am the winner, I've already won. Those are affirmations, and they tell themselves until they start to believe it naturally.
Okay.
So and I do this with my clients, we build a vision board, and actually, I have one. I've used myself as an example, as embarrassing as this is.
No, that's okay. Mm-hmm.
In my office, I have a picture of my mentors or my heroes, for example. So I have a big placard that shows the likes of Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, in a big blown up picture, and it looks like we went to an event together. You know, and this is me seeing myself as that person, you know, and then I'll ask myself, how would I behave if I was this person already? Just you're practicing what is called back from the future thinking. You know, you're seeing it happen already. And actually, I do this with my friend. One of my friends has panic attacks because she thinks that she's going to die young. So I always make her envision seeing herself as an old lady with her kids, and some of those computer programs that makes you old, so you can sort of form that vivid picture that reverses that thinking. So you can apply it in your careers. You can apply what they always say: dress for the job that you want as well. That again is you starting to reverse that mindset.
Interesting.
When I went to McDonald's, there was a guy, and this is in my school days, there was a guy in McDonald's that always wore a suit to work. I don't know where he is now. People used to laugh at him, yet he had a suit and yellow gold pins on the suit, and he would wear it to work before he got changed.
Wow.
You know, when you look at this guy and you think he's missing a few screws. I see where he is now, right? It's not the Sultan of somewhere. I have no idea. Yes, and there's a lot of ways to start changing your mindset, and visualization is a powerful one, whichever way you decide to do it.
I know some people are listening to us, those who are Christians or religious, let me put it that way. If you study this Abraham, it talks about the fact that God called him out one day or one night after the nephew Lot has left, and then he has decided that he should take place at the grounds where it's all stony or rocky, that you cannot sow anything. Then God told him, look up, and he said, as far as you see, that's what I will give you. So like you are saying, vision is very, very, very important. And even when it comes to the faith that we talk about, you have to be able to see those things and bring them into reality. So if you can't see yourself as being big or being great, or then that mindset, I bet you that you'll be far away from that success that we are talking about.
And you mentioned faith, because the whole practice of faith and religion based on something you can't see. You know, and in the Bible says if you have the faith of a mustard seed, and look at the mustard seed and think, wow, is that how little faith?
Little. If you can get a little like that, wow.
You're believing in this thing, whether it's God, the universe, Jesus, whatever. You believe without doubt, without questioning, something that you can't see, and calling it into reality. And you can do that and manifest that in every aspect of your life, in your career, in your work, in your relationship. We were joking about people describing their future partners and making this long list of what my future partner
should be like.
We've all done it as well. And apply it to your careers, please. You need to, and always question: do I believe it? Do I deserve this? Is that better? Can I manifest better?
Wow. Okay, listeners. If we want to go on, we'll go on and on and on and on and on. But you want to know much more from Linda, my HRH? She can be your cheerleader as well. She'll put a contact across and listen to it. Get in touch with her. Maybe you're going to uni now. Maybe you have just entered sixth form, or maybe you're looking for a new job. You're not very sure. The other time I was having a chat with one of the young ones at church, and I was asking, what do you want to be in that? I said, I don't know. And I was like, because at that age, when I was like, I knew exactly what I wanted to be. Okay?
Right.
Yes. But at that age, she is saying that she didn't have a clue. So if you are in that category, or you're a parent and you know your kids, you've been asking them, what do you want to do, and they cannot answer those questions, please get in touch with Linda. My HRH, can you put the contact across, please?
Absolutely. So as you said, I specialize in exploring your career options. And actually, if you don't know what you want to do, or you're confused, or you think, I want to do a career change, there's only 6 steps to finding out and getting absolute clarity in what to do. So please, if not for anything at all, get in touch with free resource. The 6 steps that will give you the absolute certainty you need to be able to choose a career, go into a particular career, evaluate, start a business, evaluate your investment options, etc. 6 steps. Everybody can do it. My details as at my cheerleader. You can find me on Facebook page at my cheerleader. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. There's lots of resources on YouTube. You can also find me on LinkedIn, Linda Payan, and then in bracket, my cheerleader. My cheerleader is all one word, MyCheerLinda.
Wow. Linda, let me say thank you once again. But before we go, what do you want to tell listeners?
My pleasure. Hang in there, you can do it. If you believe you can, and if you have a dream and a vision of yourself that you can do it, and you're seeing this, it means that that's what you're supposed to be doing. So stop making excuses and do this, whatever it takes, whether it's working with me to achieve this or working with a mentor, do it, but do something.
Wow. Do it, but do something. Linda, once again, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure when we have you on, because we know our listeners cherish it so greatly. Our regards to Mr. Palian, and we say have a lovely week. And then 2 years and 12 as well. So thank you very much, Linda, for that wonderful time. Wow. It's quite an interesting topic that we had a look at. Well, the mindset. Good. So listeners, this is where I bring the program to a close for today. Tomorrow, God willing, we're going to be coming your way with another edition of the morning show, and we'll be telling you more about what is happening from Gabon to where? Guinea. Okay, and from Accra to Zanzibar, as we normally will do, we'll be bringing you all that you need to know. So stay tuned, don't you go away. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I am Archie. It's been a pleasure once again, but enjoy this song from Kofi Boham. It says Talkatives. Who is writing the names? I am writing the names of all the talkatives, those who seem to be distracting you from getting to where God has destined you to be, or whatever you believe has destined you to be. Enjoy it, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye for now. Have a blessed day.
It's like my favorite song on this album, y'all. It's no secret in our world. People like to talk the things they know and the ones they don't. They will speak spread lies and rumors.
This is Star Radio UK.
So why are you?
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.
Give no attention, give no thoughts. Cause people talk, but they'll never help you walk. So whenever they speak, look up and you will see.
Turn it on. Turn it up.
Say, I'm writing names of talkatives. Yeah.
All of this noise you're making of me. Teacher will get you when he comes. I have a race.
No time to waste.
No time to waste.
I'm writing names of talkatives.
I'm writing names of talkatives.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
all of
9.
this noise you're making on me.
Teacher, let them come.
Teacher will get you when he comes. I have a race.
No time to waste.
No